So Stephen A. Smith is defending Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor, or at least that's how I took it, right? Like to some extent, I took this as a level of defending who they are as people and who they have been over the years as professionals. And I thought this was very interesting because, for one, Stephen A. Smith decided to not only defend Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor to some extent, but the way he chose to do it was a bit of a contradiction. I want you all to take a listen to not only what Stephen A. Smith had to say about the situation, but who he chose to bring on to say it with him.
But the first order of business I'm going to get into, I'm going to make sure that I don't get into it alone. Before I bring up the subject, let me introduce all of you to a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who's contributing to the show. This is her second day contributing to the show. She is the wonderful, the incomparable Tori Cooper. She is there sitting in my seat, in my studio. How are you, Tori? How's everything going? How was your weekend?
It's an honor to be here. You know, I spent it here in New York. I enjoyed it. Stephen, it was great to get a call back from you to talk with you on your show again.
So I just want to stop the clip there just real quick. So let me get this straight. You're going to go into this not by yourself, but with another person. But the person you choose to bring on is dressed like this. Listen, you can feel how you want, but let me tell you what I've learned. Most of my adulthood, I've heard people, not very many people, but the people who say that they believe that men and women shouldn't work together, I thought was extreme radicals, and I did not agree with it. It's funny what life and experience will do to you. Because now, I'm not going to say I'm 100% there, but I'm basically there. I 95% agree with it. I don't think men and women should work together. And I think this right here is a prime example. Because regardless of what opinion is going to be given here, I think what she's wearing in this clip with Stephen A. is a prime example of what's unprofessional. Stephen A., would you say that this is a professional setting? I'm sure you would. Would you say that what she's wearing is professional? No, you would not. And you're going to try to do the mental gymnastics. What she's wearing is inappropriate. And this applies to the Joy Taylor situation. Now I want you all to take a listen to what Stephen A. is about to say and how he's going to use defending Jay-Z as an example.
I'll get to Tori and her thoughts on for a second. First things first, let me tell you why I had to cover this. Number one, it's news. Number two, I was just on the air a few weeks ago and took some heat for the fact that I pointed out that I've been friends with Jay-Z for 25 years. And I know nothing about what happened, no intimate details. Certainly can't be irresponsible and not try to interfere with a legal matter, a lawsuit. But in the same breath, I didn't think it was a crime to point out that the person that I've known for 25 years, I've never seen somebody that would be capable of that, with that meaning that person that I was around for 25 years. The same applies to Skip Bayless. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't work at Fox. I worked at Fox from 2001 to 2003. I haven't been there. I haven't been in that building in over 20 years. I don't know any details or anything like that. And I'm not here to castigate Ms. Faraji or anybody else. I don't know Charlie Dixon that well, even though he used to work at ESPN. I don't know Joy Taylor that well, even though she and I have interacted with one another on several occasions throughout her career, and I find her to be a consummate professional, very good at what she does, very capable, very knowledgeable about the world of sports.
I'm telling you, this stuff is it's crazy to me. Speaking of crazy, many times on this channel, I've mentioned that last year was the craziest year of my life, and I stand by that. And another reason that made last year crazy was because of data security. As it's been reported, that there were a lot of alarming vulnerabilities and high-profile breaches that took place, exposing personal information on a massive scale. So, for example, when you look at Dell, they reported that there were over 3.9 million breaches of customer accounts and compromised sensitive details. Ticketmaster's breach was even larger, with over 560 million records exposed. However, the most concerning incident came just a few months ago when the National Public Data reported a breach of catastrophic proportions. This breach potentially affects every single American, compromising over 2.9 billion records used for background checks. These records include names, addresses, date of birth, phone numbers, but most critically and most importantly, people's social security numbers. To make matters even worse, the perpetrators have even already released this information online completely free of charge. If this doesn't make you reconsider how seriously you protect your personal information, it should. In a world where our data is constantly at risk, protecting yourself and your loved ones isn't just an option, it's a necessity. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura takes a proactive approach to safeguarding personal data. It monitors key details such as your social security number across billions of data points, including the dark web and public court records. If there's suspicious activity, Aura sends real-time alerts so you're always in the know. And if the unthinkable happens, they back their service with up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. But Aura doesn't just stop there. They've created a suite of tools to keep you and your family secure. Real-time notifications for data breaches, a secure VPN for private browsing, tools to opt out of data brokers selling your information, a robust password manager for creating and securely storing strong passwords. I personally take my family's security extremely serious, and I encourage you all to do the same, right? Visit aura.com/DDGottaPodcast. Again, that's aura.com/DDGottaPodcast to start your free 2-week trial. Aura can determine if your personal data is already exposed. Take control of your digital security today, because protecting what matters most is worth it. Stephen A., I get it. I understand you're defending your guy. You've known Jay-Z for 25 years, but here's the thing, man, and you know this already. First and foremost, you're a man. Second of all, you're a man celebrity, a public figure. You expect for Jay-Z to show who all his sides when he's around you, and he's not even best friends or close friends with you. Let's take a listen to the people who are closest to Jay-Z and what they've had to say about him. I think that's more credible than what you, a person that just have known him, have brushed shoulders with him. That don't make what you say credible. And I'm not saying you should come on this platform and bash these people, but I'm saying, like, you're coming off in a way that isn't helping the situation. You know, take a listen to somebody who's actually worked in the same building, in the same vicinity as Joy Taylor. Listen to what they had to say.
I mean, I got a lot of discipline, but 25-year-old with them big cans and that peanut butter skin who has nothing to say, at some point I'm going to lose respect, and I'm like, well, the only thing she's got to offer is them big cans and that peanut butter skin.
Listen, I just want to interrupt for just a sec to say, if you are enjoying this video, I ask that you please hit that like button. If you enjoy my content, if you want to help the channel, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps pushes my video out there. I would really, really appreciate it. Also, subscribe to my second channel if you have not subscribed yet. Link is in the description.
I never heard that Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor were sleeping together. But upon hearing that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it makes a lot of things make sense. It unlocks a lot for me. Sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, I've heard that before, multiple times. Recent as a week or two ago. Part of the reason it was suggested that they do a show together was because of these allegations in the lawsuit that they were sleeping together, conspiring to get that to go. Conspiring with Charlie, conspiring with Emmanuel Acho. Let's make this work. What is crazier is how they split apart, do different shows. You can say, well, Skip is fired, which is a part of this lawsuit as well. I mean, this is crazy. That's why I say I'm gonna systematically break this thing down. They split shows. Why did they go on different shows? They relationship with them. So the Acho to Joy Taylor, I've heard before.
I want to be crystal clear here. I like Charlie Dixon, the executive that allegedly was sleeping with Joy Taylor, and that's how she got her position, according to Sheen, in this lawsuit. Just in the interest of transparency and just me keeping it real, when I was at Fox Sports, I don't know if this is factual, but I know what everybody thought. Everybody, these stories that Nusheen's talking about in this lawsuit, they were widespread and prevalent in 2016. Everybody across Fox Sports thought and gossiped about Joy Taylor and Charlie Dixon. Again, I heard the same talk as everyone else. My name was Bennett. I wasn't in it. But I do know that the women, and I'm gonna leave a name out of this. I'm gonna leave names out of this. But what's alleged in this lawsuit about Joy Taylor and her sleeping with Charlie Dixon and her telling Nusheen and others that she will control Charlie Dixon and that she will say that he sexually harassed her if he ever gets out of line. That was a common play. That was a common tactic by women in sports media.
Now, again, I don't really know too many women that probably will give him a chance. But then again, a person with money, I mean, that kind of excuses a lot of things. I mean, Joy Taylor said it herself.
I'm telling you, like, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
But last but not least, Emmanuel Aiko, however you pronounce his name. We all remember this infamous video of what he said.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
And now, with this lawsuit, not saying the things in the lawsuit are true, but if they are to be true, it proves that he was just yapping and running his mouth trying to use the racial and the gender card when it turns out that she indeed cheated to get where she's at, allegedly. He looked like, and I don't even use this word often, he looked like a simp. He looked like somebody who was getting what he wanted behind the scenes and chose, as a happy man, because he was happy, he was getting what he wanted, chose to come publicly and say things about her that weren't exactly true. Stephen A., I just think when you come out with videos like this, bro, I just question what your real motives are here, right? And I just hope you don't go through something similar, because I hope people come to your aid the same way, right? Because you're saying you don't know the woman, but I don't know. It's just interesting to me, his take on this, man. Y'all up in the comment section, give me your thoughts. I love to know what you all think. That's all for this one. Until next time, peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.